Good morning. As you step outside, you might notice that November mornings have a special kind of uncertainty in the air. As November draws to a close, you're probably facing the classic dilemma. Should you reach for your thick winter coat, or will a light jacket do the trick today? It's a question many of us ask as we head out the door. The UK sits at a meteorological crossroads. Late autumn is a tug-of-war between lingering autumn mildness and the first hints of winter's chill. Some days, the landscape glows with golden leaves and gentle breezes, while others bring a sharp, biting cold. One day, it's crisp and sunny, perfect for a stroll. The next, you're scraping ice off your car windshield before you can even think about breakfast. This isn't just random chaos, it's a constant battle above us, with warm Atlantic air and cold Arctic air masses clashing over our heads. Our island's unique position means we're always caught in the middle, never quite knowing which side will win out. Think of it as a giant tug-of-war in the sky. The Atlantic sends us mild, moist air, often bringing rain and cloudy skies, while Scandinavia and the Arctic push cold, dense air our way, sometimes bringing sudden frosts or even early snow. Which side wins on any given day determines if we get damp, mild days, or those sudden, sharp, cold snaps that catch us off guard. Forecasting the weather means piecing together this complex puzzle. Pressure patterns, sea temperatures, and shifting winds all play a role. Even changes high up in the stratosphere can tip the balance, influencing what we experience on the ground. Every day is a new challenge for meteorologists, and our job is to help you prepare for whatever the weather brings, so you can make the right choice, whether it's a winter coat or a light jacket. Let's talk about our most frequent visitor: mild Atlantic air. The North Atlantic drift keeps our west coast waters warm, acting like a giant hot water bottle. When westerly winds blow, they bring warmth and moisture, giving us cloudy, damp, but frost-free days. This maritime influence is why our fields stay green, and why winter often feels more wet than icy. A typical mild November day means grey skies, patchy drizzle, and temperatures well above freezing. High pressure to the south and low pressure to the north create a corridor for these mild winds. It's the Atlantic's gentle reminder that, even as winter nears, its warmth is never far away. But sometimes, the Atlantic loses its grip, and cold air takes over, sweeping across the land with a sudden, unmistakable chill. Winds from the north or east bring us a true taste of winter. Air that's cold, dry, and biting, making every breath feel sharper. Northerly winds open a direct channel from the Arctic, bringing clear skies but freezing temperatures and wintry showers that dust the landscape in white. Easterly winds, from Siberia and Eastern Europe, are even drier and more bitter, delivering our sharpest cold spells and making the air feel almost painfully raw. These shifts can happen fast. A small change in pressure can flip us from mild to freezing overnight, catching many by surprise. One day, it's Atlantic mildness. The next, Arctic air floods in, transforming the landscape and the mood in a matter of hours. This is the essence of late November, a constant battle, with cold air always waiting for its chance to surge in and take control. When it breaks through, we get a sharp reminder that winter is truly on its way and that the season of frost and snow is never far off. The weather can turn on a dime, shifting from calm to wild, and that's what keeps things interesting and unpredictable. Stay alert, because the next cold snap could be just around the corner, ready to catch us off guard once again. So, how do we make sense of this atmospheric tug-of-war? Enter the Met Office. They monitor the weather 24/7, using cutting-edge tech and expert forecasters. Millions of observations pour in daily, from land, sea, balloons, buoys, and satellites. All this data feeds into powerful supercomputers running complex models of the atmosphere. But computers aren't perfect. Human forecasters analyze the models, compare them with real-time data, and use their expertise to fine-tune the forecast. It's a blend of science and skill, turning a global puzzle into a local forecast. That's how you get the most accurate picture of what to expect. The result? A forecast that helps you plan for whatever late November throws your way. Now, meet a major player in our winter story, the polar vortex, a powerful force shaping the weather across the northern hemisphere. It's a vast whirlpool of frigid air, spinning high above the North Pole, held in place by the fierce winds of the polar night jet stream. This swirling mass acts like a crown of cold, encircling the top of our planet. When the vortex is strong and stable, the jet stream forms a tight barrier, keeping the cold locked up in the far north. As a result, places like the UK experience milder, wetter, and windier winters, with rain and gusty breezes instead of snow and ice. The vortex grows stronger as the Arctic cools in winter, spinning like a perfectly balanced top. This stability helps maintain predictable weather patterns for weeks at a time. But it's a delicate system. Disturbances, such as sudden warming events or shifts in wind patterns, can knock it off balance, causing the vortex to weaken or even split apart. The vortex sits in the stratosphere, miles above our heads, but what happens up there can dramatically change our weather down here on the ground, sometimes with little warning. When stable, it acts as our guardian, shielding much of Europe and North America from the bitterest Arctic cold, and keeping winter relatively gentle. But if the vortex wobbles or breaks apart, the consequences can ripple across the northern hemisphere, sending blasts of icy air southward and disrupting normal weather patterns. That's when the UK and other regions can suddenly shift from mild, rainy days to wintry scenes of snow and ice in just a matter of days, reminding us how connected we are to the Arctic's chilly crown. What happens when the polar vortex wobbles? The jet stream meanders, breaking the fence that keeps Arctic air at bay. If the UK ends up under a southward loop, cold air floods in. Cue a sudden cold snap. One main trigger is sudden stratospheric warming, SSW, a rapid temperature spike high above the pole that disrupts the vortex. This disruption works its way down, often signalling a cold spell is coming. Forecasters watch for these signs closely. A wobbly vortex doesn't guarantee a UK cold snap, but it raises the odds dramatically. That's how a mild November can turn wintry almost overnight. To see how this battle plays out, let's look at past Novembers. In 2010, a blocking pattern cut off mild Atlantic air, letting Arctic cold pour in. Temperatures plunged, snow blanketed the country, and the UK saw one of its coldest late Novembers in decades. The polar vortex had weakened, the jet stream buckled, and winter arrived early. Contrast that with 2019. A strong polar vortex kept the cold locked away, and the jet stream brought stormy, mild weather. Temperatures stayed in double digits, with wind and rain dominating the headlines. No widespread snow, just classic Atlantic-driven weather. These 2 years show the extremes: deep snow and frost, or gales and rain. It all depends on which side wins the atmospheric tug-of-war. That's why every November is a new adventure. So, what's in store for tomorrow, November 28th, 2025? We're in a classic transition. Mild Atlantic air is losing ground to colder air from the northwest. Morning will be cloudy and damp in England and Wales, with temperatures around 7 to 9 degrees. Scotland and Northern Ireland will already feel the chill, with wintry showers and highs of just 3 to 5 degrees C. As the day goes on, the cold front pushes south, bringing brighter, colder weather to more of the country. By evening, even the south will notice temperatures dipping. The wind will pick up, adding to the chill, especially in the north and west. It's a day of two halves. Winter gradually winning the battle. With such changeable weather, how do you prepare? Layer up. Multiple thin layers beat one thick coat. Check the forecast before heading out. Conditions can change fast. Watch for frost and ice, especially in the mornings and after dark. Keep your winter car kit handy. Ice scraper, de-icer, and a blanket. At home, lag your pipes if a cold spell is forecast. A little preparation now can save a lot of trouble later. And don't forget to enjoy the variety. Those dramatic shifts are part of what makes UK weather unique. Whether it's mild or wintry, we'll be here to guide you through it all.